In today's video, I will be reviewing Alchemy of Souls Part 2 by the band Lords of Black. This album was released on October 15th, 2021. Released by Frontiers Music SRL, and they're a heavy metal band. If you want to give them a subgenre, you call them either progressive or power metal. The band has Ronnie Romero on vocals, Tony Hernando on guitars, Dani Criado on bass, and Jo Nunez on drums. And the band is originally from Madrid, Spain. So Ronnie Romero, he's a very popular vocalist. He's been in a few different bands. This is the third album he has appeared on this year. He appeared on Immortal by the Michael Schenker group. That was in the beginning of the year. And I think he sang on like one or two songs on that album. I have a full review of that. He released an album with his band Sunstorm. That's more of like a melodic rock band. And that album's called Afterlife. That came out in like the middle of the year. That one I didn't review. And he has another band. It's called Lords of Black. He's also the current vocalist of Rainbow. So this band does have a connection with a recent band I reviewed, Alcatraz. And his singing style can be compared to like Ronnie James Dio, although he's not like at that level, but of course like nobody is because it's Dio, but he does have a similar style. Lords of Black began in the year 2014. This is their fifth album, following last year's Alchemy of the Souls Part 1 that came out last year, and this is Part 2. So the band is a heavy metal band, mostly a progressive metal or power metal band. They do incorporate some elements of symphonic metal as well, and sometimes they get really heavy. They sound a little bit like thrash metal. So if you like heavy metal, and you'll probably like this band. This album is 1 hour, 6 minutes long. There are 13 tracks. I'm not doing a track by track this time. I chose my 6 favorite songs, and I will talk about them. So let me get into it. The first song I want to talk about is called What's Become of Us. There's actually a music video of this. The song starts with some heavy power chords mixed with some palm muted riffs. There are some clean guitars, and they contrast like the heavy guitars. Ronnie Romero sings in a power metal style, behind a bass line, and the bass has like a slight level of distortion. They mix in some palm muted riffs that add some heaviness before the chorus. The chorus is very melodic. You also hear like the bass drum very well. Guitar solo is played in a classic heavy metal style, and there are some melodic lead guitar playing towards the end. The second song I chose is called Bound to You. So this song starts with an ascending heavy metal riff. Kind of goes into a sound that's reminiscent of like symphonic metal or power metal. There are some keyboards behind the heavy power chords. During the verse section, you hear the bass guitar, and the drums do have a very fast rhythm. The song is more on the melodic power metal side. There's a short spoken word interlude before the guitar solo, and that guitar solo does have a lot of melody. The third song I chose is called Before That Time Can Come. So the song has some progressive or symphonic metal elements to it. There are some heavy crunchy riffs behind some futuristic synth keyboards. This is followed by a soft piano section going into the first verse. The heavy chords do come back. The rhythms move at a mid-pace, and the vocals are very melodic. So the drums play a major role in the song, and you can hear like a few very like fast and like aggressive like drum fills throughout the song. And the synths can also be heard like throughout the song. So this is a really good one. The next one I want to talk about is called Mind Killer, and this one's a little heavier. It starts out with some palm muted riffs, giving it an almost like a thrash metal feel, followed by some synth and some guitar. The distorted bass can be heard during the verse as well as the keyboards. The vocals on the song have a more aggressive tone, and like the overall tone of the song is a lot darker, and some of the sounds created by the keyboards remind me of like a horror movie score. The fifth song I want to talk about is called Prayers Turn to Whispers. Now this song starts with like an isolated bass guitar riff, or that's kind of what I think it is. So Ronnie is singing over the riff, and you do hear his vocals very well. I do like the minimalistic quality of this song intro, but the band comes in and out, and the song does have some classic heavy metal riffs and some melodic choruses. There's a melodic guitar solo, and there's some very like heavy power metal chords throughout this entire song. And I chose one more song to talk about called No Hero is Homeless. So this song has a slow intro with some clean guitar playing. It plays a kind of a complex riff, but the song does get heavy really quick. And they played some of that really heavy, almost thrash metal riffing. There are some fast rhythms and some blast beats. Chugging power chords really make this like really heavy. Ronnie's vocals are a little more on that aggressive side. The song still has some melody as it approaches the chorus, and the song has some really fast drumming sections and some palm muted riffs. So in conclusion, I would say this album is kind of a hidden gem. One of those albums that I wasn't really expecting to review at first, but it's a band I never heard of, but I did become interested in them when I found out that Ronnie Romero was the vocalist. I knew who he was, after doing those other reviews and researching different albums throughout the year. It's a good album. The songs are heavy. They incorporate lots of different styles of heavy metal. My score for this is an 8.5 out of 10. Let me know in the comments if you like this album or have you heard any of their other albums. This band is very new to me. So tomorrow we'll be doing an anniversary review of The Doors, which will be Other Voices, 50th anniversary, first album without Jim Morrison. And I will be doing Kansas Left Overture. That's the album that has that one of the big songs, Carry On My Wayward Son. And that's celebrating 45th anniversary. So this is JC Rocket Metal Reviews. My name is John. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out some of the other videos I have linked over here, and I will see you all in the next one.